Do you guys remember when this little boy named David, a short little guy, defeated a giant named Goliath? Now, our story today takes place after that battle, but it's still about that little boy David and his friendship with King Saul's son, Jonathan, who they became best friends after that battle. God can show us that he is love through our close friends, and that's what God did with. Now, King Saul gave David a very important job in the army, and God was with David in every battle he fought. He would win all of them, and the people loved David so much, and they would sing songs to celebrate. Now, King Saul, he didn't like that at all. He was jealous of David about how everybody loved him. He wanted to kill David. That's how mad and angry he was and how jealous he was. He even told Jonathan, his son and David's best friend, to kill him. God was with David. Jonathan was his best friend, and he didn't want to hurt David. Their friendship grew even stronger. David promised Jonathan that he would always be kind to him and his family. He could only keep that promise with the Lord's help. God is love, and he can show us how to share that love with others. Now, David and Jonathan made a plan to keep David safe from the king. David was to wait by a certain stone in the field, and after Jonathan spoke to the king, he would come back and shoot 3 arrows into the field. Jonathan would send a boy out to find the arrows. If he told the boy the arrows are on this side of you, bring them here, then David was safe to stay in the kingdom. But if Jonathan said, the arrows are beyond you, then David had to leave the kingdom forever because he wasn't safe from King Saul's anger. Jonathan went home to see what he could find out while David hid. When Jonathan returned to the field with a boy and his bow and arrows, he fired the 3 arrows. He shot them far away. Jonathan told David to leave quickly. David was sad to leave his best friend. Before he left, David and Jonathan hugged and cried as they said their goodbye. They reminded each other of their promises and said they'd always be friends. God is love, and he showed his love through the friendship of Jonathan and David. Many years passed, and David heard that King Saul and Jonathan were killed in a battle. He was very sad for both King Saul and Jonathan. After David's crowned new king, he remembered the promise he'd made to his friend Jonathan, and he took care of his family. David found Jonathan's son, Mephibosheth, and gave him all of his father Jonathan's land. He also invited him over to eat dinner. He showed God's love to Jonathan's family. God is love, and we can show his love to people too.